You have $800,000 to spend on a property here in Vancouver. What does that budget actually get you? What are you looking like? What type of property and what is the condition of the property going to be within this budget? I got two properties that we're going to be going through today in two fabulous locations. We have Fairview and Mount Pleasant, two of the best properties and locations that you can live in Vancouver. For myself, I lived in Mount Pleasant for over 10 years. It holds a very near and dear place for me, and the Fairview slopes are unbelievable. You have amazing views. You're close to so many amazing areas such as Granville Island, the seawall, and it's very quiet as well in some unique properties. So we're going to dive into two properties here. We're going to look, you're going to get an exact look at what these properties get you, and they're both in this $800,000 range. So it's going to help you with your due diligence, give you a little bit of an overview of A, what is your property worth if you live in these areas, and B, if you're looking to move into Vancouver, what exactly in real time you can get with these properties. We are going to jump into my old stomping grounds first. This is Mount Pleasant. You can see right here how dynamic Vancouver is, and this is why people want to live here. It's so beautiful, the best city in the world. You can see the North Shore mountain views here, access to the city core, the Pacific Ocean, which runs all the way through here into False Creek. Before we run this, I wanted to show a couple neighborhood highlights for anyone who's looking in the area. So this is going to ring true in the Fairview listing as well, but this crane is quite significant. This is Broadway. It's a main thoroughfare. There's a new subway, SkyTrain station and line that's running here all the way west, hopefully out to UBC, but out at Arbutus. So Mount Pleasant, even though it is still very highly coveted and priced, there's still so much room for appreciation because there's all this infrastructure. The secondary property that we're going to be looking at in Fairview also is going to have very close proximity to a new SkyTrain station. This is on Broadway. The property here as we run this. So let's take a look. So as I quickly pause it here, this is the building itself. This is that crane area. So you're only about 2 blocks away from this upcoming SkyTrain line. So very, very convenient, an amazing location. We'll dive into some neighborhood highlights at the end, but did want to show you the proximity here to downtown Vancouver. Very easy. There's a lot of bike lanes that are located just on the west side of Main Street that you can zip down, dedicated bike lanes to the seawall, which runs all the way here. Whether you want to get into the downtown side, get into Kitsilano on this side, it's very easy for you to get to the city. Here's BC Place, Rogers Arena, and then out to Stanley Park, which is in behind here, and to take in this beauty here where these tankers are. So let's look at the interior here. This is what $780,000 gets you right here in the heart of Mount Pleasant. I'm super excited to show you this unit here at Domain. It's an oversized 1-bedroom, bathroom plus a den. And what's nice is these size dynamics here. We have the overheight ceiling here, brings in lots of natural light. We had the whole unit painted, so it really maximizes the use of the space. This floor plan, as you can see with the door right behind me, not 1 square foot is wasted here. So that's a very key thing. When I said not 1 square foot is wasted, when you're looking to buy properties, floor plans are so important because the entryway comes right into the unit. You don't have any wasted square footage. You have some of these units, you walk in and you're losing 30 to 50 square feet of your unit to a hallway, which is not ideal. So having something where you walk right into your unit will utilize the space. This is 753 square feet. As mentioned, these are 9-foot ceilings. So we had these units painted white. It brings in so much natural light. This is a Western exposure. Main Street has lots of the art culture. So that's why when I staged it, we brought in a lot of nice color and artwork to give it that art vibe. And when the other thing to keep in mind, when you're looking for larger units, and the second property in Fairview is another large 1-bedroom at over 800 square feet, but you are looking at, this is a 2008 build, not too old, but when you are, as they are building now smaller and smaller units, in some developments you have a junior 2-bedroom at 600 square feet. This is 1-bedroom, 750 square feet. There's a lot of 2-bedroom units that are this size or even smaller. So this is still quite new, a 2008 build where you don't have to dive into a really old building. But if you're looking for larger units, whether it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, you usually have to look at something quite a bit older, unless you want to pay premium and get into some of these upper penthouse units. So let's get back into this. So at over 700 square feet, this is a rarity here in the city of Vancouver, not to mention the bedroom, which is just over there. King size bed with 2 nightstands. So you have these. Another good point here, a lot of bedrooms in condos now are 9 foot by 9 foot. You can't really get a king in it there at all. This one had really nice size dynamics, a king bed with night tables, another rarity when you're looking at condos. These are all these little things that you need to keep in mind. A nice solarium for an office space with a lot of light as well. Here is a nice Jack and Jill style, which is a nice touch. And the primary bedroom here doesn't come with just one closet. It comes with a secondary and a third. You know, if you're living on Main Street, your fashion has to be on deck. There's more than enough space for all your clothes and your shoes. The reason why you're interested in this property in the first place is due to the fact of its fabulous location. Located here in one of Vancouver's most coveted areas, you're in the middle of almost everything. Vancouver's art scene, brewery scene, food scene, anything that you need is just a short walk outside your front door. With such close proximity to downtown Vancouver, as well as the upcoming Broadway SkyTrain station, you have the ability to go completely car-free. Whether you want to take your bike down one of the copious amounts of bike lanes, down to Stanley Park to enjoy Third Beach, or come down, check out the sun, get a coffee. I mentioned Third Beach there on one of my previous videos. I have the 5 hidden gems of Vancouver. Third Beach is definitely number 1 on that list. So if you're looking for some hidden gems in and around Vancouver, make sure you check out that video as well. Here at JJ Bean, I'm thoroughly excited for you to enjoy your new home. My name is Kyle Mark from the Kyle Mark Real Estate Group, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome home. All right, so we have finished our tour in Mount Pleasant. We highlighted some of the areas already there before in terms of some of the exterior options. In the heart of Mount Pleasant is definitely the brewery scene. There are so many micro breweries in and around this area in Mount Pleasant. You have Brass Neck, Red Truck, 33 acres, the list goes on. So it's a very walkable place. You don't even need to have a car. This does come with one large parking stall. That's another tip for condo owners. When you're looking at buying, especially in a pre-sale, make sure you're getting a stall that has a full space capacity. This one fit in a full-size truck. You don't want to have one of those small car spots that can really affect value. This one also had a double wide storage unit as well. Storage is at a premium, especially if you're living in Vancouver. This one had the old school wood slotted storage containers, not the shorter metal boxes, which are about 5 foot high. So this was a double storage locker with a large parking stall. This one also had some amenities such as a workshop in the parkade level as well, and bike storage, which is key living in Mount Pleasant because it is so bikeable. There's also Michelin star restaurants just a couple blocks away from this location, a great food scene, cocktail and bar scene as well. So everything that you need in Mount Pleasant. And this one, as opposed to the one in Fairview, is a little bit cheaper. Definitely the two areas are a lot more of a different vibe. Mount Pleasant, very young, upcoming area, lots of things going, moving about. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit quieter, Mount Pleasant might not be for you. But with that being said, Fairview is a lot more quieter, and that might be the property for you. So let's jump into the next one here in Fairview. So let's jump inside this unit in Fairview. This is a 1-bedroom and den at 811 square feet. So a very, very large unit. This one is older. It's in the 40-year mark. But the Strata is unbelievable. We'll touch on that in the video. But as we started with the other one, some nice drone shots here. This is a view corridor right from the unit, just a little bit above. So this shows you exactly how close you are to downtown Vancouver, a lot closer. And then here is Granville Island, just an amazing place to visit to get your produce. And then you can see the seawall here as well. So this is located on 8th Avenue, so you're not too far away from just jumping down outside your front door down to the seawall. Whether you want to jump this way to Stanley Park or come over here to the Granville Bridge, you can get right to downtown. Whether you're biking, walking, you have the proximity to all of these things. In opposition to the Main Street one, you're about 10 minutes closer by bike, maybe 15 minutes closer, especially a lot more walkable to these things. Be a pretty long walk to get to Granville Island here from Mount Pleasant, but this one in Fairview is just outside your door. So let's get into this one here. This is what $850,000 gets you right here in beautiful Fairview in Vancouver. I'm excited for you to check this one out. So again, these amazing views here with the snow-capped mountains. You actually see those mountains right from the backyard, or not the backyard, but the back deck. This one comes with a north-facing and south-facing deck. So this is one of the
Welcome
deck
to
spaces there.
1335 West 8th Avenue. This exceptionally rare unit is a 1-bed, 1-bath, and den that's over 800 square feet. So you have these massive size dynamics, and you're buying into a complex that is meticulously cared for. You can see the landscaping here, the manicured boxwood hedges, as well as the building itself. It has been completely rain screened. There's a metal roof, and the Strata here really cares about the property and maintains it exceptionally well. So this is a property you definitely want to purchase into.
These are some tips when you're buying into older buildings and older stratas. It's really important to see how they take care of things, even little things. How do they cut the grass? How do they manicure the hedges? Is the strata proactive? These are things that you want to make sure. It's not bad buying into an older unit if you've done the research, if the strata is proactive. If they're not proactive, then you could be getting yourself into a lot of trouble. But you can see in this building, and why this one was really popular is it was all redone with paint on the exterior, some new metal eaves on the roof. They replaced the roof just in 2022, and the building had been rain screened, and this is what you are looking for here. So rain screening in Vancouver is very, very important. Essentially, it allows moisture and water to get out underneath the stucco. As you heard of the term leaky condos, this happened a lot in the 90s and bankrupted a lot of people and companies because stucco was originally in California. They brought it up here to Vancouver, but it rained so much. So they would just stucco these entire walls, give no separation for the stucco to breathe off the sheathing, the plywood underneath here. So it would rot. The moisture couldn't get out, and you would have all these condos that are rotted through. So when you're buying older stucco buildings, you want to make sure it's rain screened. You're looking for this metal lip here. It allows moisture to come out and run out and get it dried. So this can be projects of, 7-figure projects for a building. So making sure that this one had a lot of this big work done, a new roof. You can tell here the exterior windows and doors have been replaced, rain screening. So this was a very proactive strata, which was a huge selling feature for this property.
Roof, and the strata here really cares about the property and maintains it exceptionally well. So this is a property you definitely want to purchase into.
So in here, a little bit older and dated, but with some vision here. There's a lot of things that you could do as a homeowner in this space. Like I said, it comes with 2 patios. There's a north-facing one with the views of the downtown Vancouver house and the mountains. And right here, I'm going to pause it. This is where you have your patio. So this is your view corridor right here. This is the iconic Vancouver house. It was a beautiful day. You can see the snow-capped mountains. You see birds flying around. So a very nice space back here to entertain. Then you also have a sunken, very private south-facing patio as well. So this was a really nice unit for an entertainer. Just needed some love. But also when you're buying a unit, you want to make sure that if you're wanting to renovate it, you don't buy one that's been recently renovated. This one was kept in really good condition. It just was dated a little bit, but you don't want to pay for someone's renovation. You want to do the renovation yourself. A lot of nice trees in the property as well. Here is a really big complex.
Fairviews is known to have some of the best sight lines in Vancouver, and you can see right behind me, this is your view corridor from the north-facing patio. The Vancouver house, the new butterfly building, the snow-capped mountains.
Butterfly building right here.
Something that you can enjoy. Also, just in behind me is a stairwell that leads right down to the seawall into Granville Island. The location of this property is truly tremendous. You can have all your amenities in a short walking distance away, not to mention the new Broadway SkyTrain station that's going to be popping up.
So similar to the Mount Pleasant property as well, you can see this is Broadway here. They've chewed up the street. They're putting in another location for SkyTrain here, and you're just a couple blocks away from that too. So this is going to be able to get you west out into Kitsilano, or advantageous for those that live on Vancouver's west side. It can be a little bit constrained in terms of location, hard to get in and out with traffic, but once they have this going, and you can get all the way out to the valley, this will connect out at VCC Clark and then out towards New Westminster. You can get to Coquitlam. It can really get you where you want to be. So this is a very important piece of infrastructure that they've been working on for the last year or so. I think it's another 4 years away, but this is really important. These are little items that you're looking for when you're buying into an area. What is the infrastructure? What's the public transportation like?
In a couple of years, you got so much packed into this complex, the unit itself, as well as the viewpoints. My name is Kyle Mark from the Kyle Mark Real Estate Group, powered by eXp Realty. Welcome home.
So again, as we leave the shot here, a lot of a different vibe. You can see that it's not as dense. There's, you know, nice nature pieces here with a lot of trees. So a definitely different type of vibe in here. This was a 1-bedroom and den, and you're going to be able to really appreciate the unit by putting some work in. It's totally livable now, but what you're paying for is this area here. You're really close to shopping just off Broadway, so whether it's food or banking, all your amenities are close by. You don't need a car. This one does come with parking, and what's cool about this Strata too, you could actually rent a locker for $20 a month, and additional parking stalls for $40 a month as well if you got Strata permission. So it had some nice perks within the building as well. So these are, you know, little things that you can glean from the Strata documents, but, you know, really two different types of properties in two different locations, but with an $800,000 budget, you would have the option between both of them. So the choice is yours. At that $800,000 budget that you have, you could get into both of these properties theoretically. They're not on market anymore. I sold both of these just a few weeks ago, but the Fairview listing sold for $800,000. That's the one on Vancouver's west side, and the unit in Mount Pleasant sold for $710,000. So you could maximize your budget to live in Fairview on Vancouver's west side to take advantage of that area and the location, or you could get into another beautiful location, put $90,000 in your bank account and live in Mount Pleasant. I don't think there's really a bad option here. I think depending on what you want to do on either one of these units, you will definitely be able to have some strong appreciation, and more importantly, love the building and love the area you're going to live in. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know your pros and cons for both of these properties, and shoot a location in the comment section, and I can do another comparison video for you moving forward. I am Kyle Mark, your Vancouver realtor, and whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or relocate to my beautiful city of Vancouver, book that strategy call with me. It's in the description below. I'm super easy to get a hold of, and I am here to help. Take care.